and welcome along to round 4. It's 60 minutes around Suzuka, 1 pit stop, mandatory fuel only, you can do it for 1 second, and Suzuka Figure 8 track, it's a classic and everybody loves it. It's going in through the S curves there up into Dunlop and then by Degner 1 and Degner 2. It's quite a technical first sector. Then going down along to the hairpin, we will see 1 or 2 people getting that wrong. Spoon curve as well, an epic corner, but the one I'm looking forward to is 130R. Will anyone go side by side? And then we go into the casino triangle and back around to the main grid. So let's go and have a look at the standings. Now let's have a look at the standings here, guys. In first position still is Matthew Gamble, but that lead is now after diminishing quite a bit after the second race in Watkins. As we've seen, the leaders had an incident. So Matthew's on 296 points, but John Dudley now is a very close second, only 2.5 points behind him now on 293. Then in third position, Luca Mari's 4 points off John Dudley. Then in fourth position, then a few points back, then is Dominic Geese on 264.5 points. He's half a point ahead of Tom Solis, who's on 264 points there. So it's super close, and only 2.5 points behind is Mr. Chris Tedder on 261.5. He had quite an unlucky race with one of the spins, but still doing very well in the championship. Then we've got Patrick Fischters, who's on 246 points, and behind him then is Dr. Trevel, who is on 226.5 points. Behind Trevel then is Aaron Holloway on 222. Then we have Chico Lindbar on 218.5 points. Then in P11 we have Nathan Warren, who is on there on 208 points. Then a little bit back then to Nakavis, so Mattis on 199 points. Then behind him then is Britt Baptiste, who is after having a great second race there and is on 193 points. Michael Syme then is on 185 points, and behind Michael Syme is the first of the Poddycotts. We've got Andy Poddycott there, and he is on 161.5 points, joint tied with Glenn Smith on 161.5 points. Then 11 points behind is the other Poddycott, Chris Poddycott, who's on 150 points, and behind him then we have Baz O'Neill on 146. Then the band man, the man who's back, Mr. Andre Batek, is on 143 points now, and he will be back this week, so I'm looking forward to seeing how he will do. 3 points behind Batek is Samal on 140 points. Then behind Samal we've got Justin Lepp, who is on 129.5 points, who's ahead of Craig Hewlett, who's on 122 points. Then we have then Darius Lukatus, I can't say that name properly, sorry Darius, who's on 116 points. Then Todd Brown, who was a wild card in race 1, is on 109 points. He can only race when he can, but we hope we see him again. Peter Phelan then's on 105 points. Then we have Alfred Di Natale, who is an EOS driver as well. He was a wild card, he came in 5th in the first race and got 97 points for that. Then we have Darius Shimelski, who was on 89.5 points there, his very first race. Very good race 1, was unlucky in race 2, as we've seen, he got spun there. Then we have behind him racing at the back, who's on 79.5 points. Then we have Adam Friday, who is on 68.5 points. Then we have got Craig Starkey, who is on 61.5 points, but I think he is no longer racing. I think he had a tough one, to be fair. Then we have Yuri Stanov, who actually came in as a wild card in race 1 on 61 points. Then we've got Liam Smith, who's had a very tough start with downshifts disconnected twice now. So like last night and the last race was his first one in. He's on 58.5 points. Then we do have Jonas Yakovis, I think it is, who's on 58 points, half a point behind Liam Smith. Then we've got Matt Ransley on 51 points. Then Oliver Anderson, who forgot we existed until a race ago. You wouldn't think he was an admin, on 47.5 points. Then we've got Isdri, who only got to race in the first race so far, on 45 points. Cam Masters is on 38 points. Then we have Roman Claude, who started the very first race last race on 20.5 points. And then we have Stephen Glennon, who finally is back from Jamaica, and he started out there on 18.5 points. He jumped in at the last minute. So guys, let's get into tonight's race. It's going to be brilliant. Well, let's have a look at the real life action as we normally do, and we get into the main event then.
We chosen to be the new beginning, though this
Okay, guys, welcome along. It is round 4. We're in Suzuka, and we're actually on with Chris Tedder at the minute, whose best lap time is a 2-minute dead on the button. Can't get any closer to breaking into the 159s with that. In second position there, Luca Mari is on a 0.117 behind on a 2.117. Chico Leanfar is behind him as well, so it's actually quite close with a lot of drivers out there. I'm going to jump on with Gary, who's on a lap here, or Glenn, sorry, that's on with a lap. And he is improving by just over 3/10 at the minute. He's been quite impressive anyway, so looking forward to seeing what he can do. Nice and smooth coming up around there. Of course, this is the spoon curve that we're on now. And heading down towards 130R now. Keeping nice and tight, he'll let it widen up as he takes the tiny little bend. You don't really notice that bend too much. So he's lost a little bit of time, but he's still improving anyway. Oh, he's holding on to a bit of time though. Fair ball to him. Okay, he's found a huge amount of time there. He obviously had a bad sector 3 last time. Even with losing time coming out of spoon, Glenn is going to go up into 8th position. We're going to jump on with Dudley. I've noticed Dudley is up quite a bit of time as well. This crazy dude. You're looking like a fucking Jedi horse. Stacy. Hey, Daddy. What's the crack with you? Yeah, so Dudley is doing a phenomenal job out there. Stacey, sad to see you not on track, but sure, life happens at times. Dudley doing a grand job here, up at quite a nice bit of time. He's lost a bit on the exit there, but this could put him up into P9. Oh no, he only improves to P10 after. Okay. And that's his quali done with. Chris Tedder is improving at the minute, so we'll keep an eye on that. Mr. Chico Leanfar is on for a possible pole position here. The Dutch monkey. With that amazing Gulf livery I created in about 20 minutes. Actually looks really well on track. And Chico is essentially... Is he going to get provisional pole? It looks like he is. He goes P2 by 0.002 of a second. Tedder is boost. Looking back, Cloud. There's a good few people out there. Chris Tedder's up some phenomenal time there at the minute, this sweaty fucker. Yeah, but I like having a liability out there, Stacey. It gives me something to talk about. And it takes the heat off Batek too. No, but don't be thinking of it like that. You're not a liability, mate. You're out there fucking racing. And that's what it's about. Sure, I'm a liability, only still getting used to me wheel. But I'm still out there doing it. Ah, nice, Serena's pit crew. Well, I like that also. That's a bit of fun. Tedder. He's still going anyway. Tedder, I think, is going to improve into the 159s. Let's see. As he aims for the line. Boom. 159.755. That's a phenomenal lap there. And that is it. That is qualifying done, guys. Fucking Chris Tedder. What a dude. What a dude. What a dude. Fair play, Tim. Chico Leanfar in second. Luki in third. Dominic Geese, the most German of Germans, in fourth. Tedder is more an alien than E.T. Tedder, to be honest with you, I reckon you would have had him, Stacey, and that's why you didn't want to put him to shame. Let's be fair about that. Let's wait for this to count down and we go through the grid. Well, that's counting down. Just going to have a look through Discord. Fair play, me 6 doing your fucking job. Now. Bump, 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 bump. This should be an interesting race because Gary Smith's back from hiatus. Glenn Smith's obviously doing a thing, so it's going to be a fucker jumping between those names. Because when I think of Glenn, I think of handsome Glenn. Aaron Holloway, Batek, P1 guarantee. Batek is the go. Actually, Mr. Holloway, I see you're not here tonight. Oh, you aren't here. But actually, come here. Happy birthday, Aaron. I'm pretty sure your birthday was yesterday, if I remember right. So, a very happy birthday from everyone in FFG, brother. Hope you had a great day. You don't turn 72, you know, more than once. I know. Happy 20th birthday, bro. Hopefully you didn't get up to too much messing and hardship last night. But great to see you on board. Just waiting for the countdown to go. So Chico is after doing a 4-minute counter instead of a 5-minute counter. So let's do the usual. I'll forcefully go into drive because we like to do this shit. So I'm going to for a start, I'm going to disable that from the car because I don't want this fucking jumping up and down. That just be a ball ache. And get rid of that. So, in pole position, we have Chris Tedder. What can you say about him? The man loves to sandbag. That's you, Tedder. P2 in this beautiful looking horsebox created livery is Chico Lindfar. Dutch bollocks. He's probably there trying to break his neck doing flips. Luca Mari, one of the race winners from last week, actually right beside Dominic Geese, both in Ferraris. Both race winners last week in the sprints. Luca in P3 and Dominic Geese in P4. But Dominic Geese loves me. He loves me at the front, but more to the point, he loves Oliver in the back. Then we have, this is Gary Smith making his FFG debut in Season 2. Of course, he did race in Season 1 and had a bit of hiatus. Fellow Irish lad, you up the Irish. Come on, Gary, give him a follow on GS Sim Racing on YouTube as well. Then we have Tom Solis for a League Full of Idiots next. Then we have Michael Syme in that beautiful looking Merc. And then the most handsome dude known to man. How are you, Glenn? Then we have Nathan Warren in the FFG ERA Amigos livery. John Dudley in one of my most proudest liveries because that was a ball ache to do. But John doing great on the podium last week. Britt Batiste also on the podium last week as well. Let's see what the American can do. There is a few right-hand corners here as well. Oh, Aaron's getting the possession present. Fucking hell. Now, Dr. Trevel, I'm just going to state this now. I did have the server with your name in it, but then Chico redone the driver list in it, which then put all the names back to what they were. I will fix it for next week, and I did have a fix because you did see it yourself, so it wasn't my fault tonight. Then we have the start of the Poddycots here, and this is Chris Poddycott. Then we have Mr. Lape. I do love that maca. Then we have, of course, Mr. Oh, no, sorry, it was Andy Poddycott and the red one. Sorry, and then there's Chris here. Then we have Cloud in the BMW M4. Then we have Nakavis in another beautiful McLaren there, doing a great job. And Nakavis there is in P17. Aaron Holloway in P18. I do love his Williams-inspired livery. Happy birthday to you. Then we have Hewlett in a slavish little Porsche there in P19 with Javekis in 20th position there. And that's a really nice looking Valentino Rossi livery. Then we have the one, look at this now really quickly. Batek's new livery. The return of the band Batek. One race band for being a legend. Then we have Bishters in 22nd position. Then we Peter Phelan in 23rd, and of course the Irish, Brandon's Bread, Paddy Power, RTE, everything Irish, Mr. Phelan. Then we have Baz. Baz is a fucking legend. This man here, he might be only 21, but he's a fucking legend. I'm hoping he does well tonight. As I always say, I love a league full of them. Then we've got Rutkus there in P20. 5, and then Pool in P26. So guys, that is it. Let's get on with the racing this evening, I think. How about that? So, TV cam on. We have 1 hour racing going to go. It's going to be a short run to start this race today. So, the best of luck to all our drivers. And let's get down to it. Really looking forward to this one. And this is going to be our halfway point of Season 2. In round 4, so looking forward to seeing what the show the guys put on this evening as they come around here as well. So let's keep an eye, and I'm going to go now to the race screen. We don't want to be looking at my ugly mug. So Chris Tedder driving extremely slow. I think I know what that Hoover's up to, doing hoory things. Be interesting to see now, and they're all rushing up to get to the front again. The crazy bastards. So, all coming up into a line. Let's pray to the baby Jesus they all make it around turn 1, because it's going to be probably hectic. So, as we get to the line, wait for those lights to go out. On the way we go. Chris Tedder is staying into the lead there. We also have then a great start from Dominic Geese, getting a nice toe there. Gary's on the inside though. Gary still stays ahead. Oh no, that was, sorry, Marie got ahead there as well. So it's Marie has kept... Oh, Dominic Geese ran very wide there, and Gary right beside, but Chris has stayed into the lead there. Syme looks like he's after getting by... Oh no, Syme has got by Solace by the looks of it there. Nathan Warren has got by Glenn, I think it is. It is indeed. But at the minute, am I daring to say it? It looks like so far everybody's going. I'm going to faint. But yeah, there we go. Chico's right on the back. It's super close. That's a view and a half. Look at that. It's a thing of beauty. All these guys running at full pelt. Oh, we do have a yellow flag with Batek, but they're all still going, so they might have just run off a little bit wide there with Poole and Batek, but are still going. As we say that, then back at the front, Tedder's keeping the guys behind. Chico Leanfar is in second there, doing a phenomenal job. Dominic Geese though still in 4th position, looking for a way by. Apparently these Ferraris are quite good in race pace here, so very interested to see what happens throughout the course of this next 58.5 minutes. At the minute there, Cloud is on a move there as well. Hewlett's on a move. Let's have a quick look there. So let's go on the helicam for this. Hewlett goes on the inside, opportunistic. Does he get by Aaron? And looks like he is about to get by Aaron. That Porsche is such a fun car to drive there. Aaron gets a little bit squirrely. You see a bit of a snap. And Aaron is behind Hewlett at the minute. Up front though, not much of a change at the minute. Chico is just sitting there right behind Chris Tedder. Luca Mari has Geese right behind as well. It's super close. Leip had a bit of a moment there, but has kept it going. Has lost a few positions. Not too many though, thankfully only the one. Beasters is after getting by Polycott there as well, but unfortunately guys I won't be able to keep everything going here. Polycott is stayed ahead of Leip, which is good to see. Glenn has about a second of a gap up to the car ahead of him, and just about a second then behind Batiste as well. So let's see how he can keep pulling on with this one, and hopefully has a good race today. I do really like Glenn, and I'm really hoping that he has a great race. Back there, Aaron Holloway. Oh, Hewlett's after having a bit of a moment there. Oh, after having a moment in someone else there as well. So he goes onto the grass, and is that then? So Trevel gets by, and then I think Hewlett there runs. Oh, I suppose the Lambo actually kind of turned in on him. Didn't really see or give heed to the space. So that is what it is. Polycott's after getting by Dravekis there as well. Getting very close at the back there with Ruckus and Batek. Batek has got boy, as has Poole. So Rutgers is that bit wider now, and unfortunately has lost a few more positions there. Back up front, guys, it's still the same story. Chris Tedder is ahead of Chico and is ahead of Luca Mari, Dominic Geese, Gary Smith and Michael Syme, and there's about 2 and a bit seconds. Luca Mari's, oh, he's dead. Let's see what happened here, going around 130R. He was obviously clipping the curb, I would say, to send them off like that. Yep. And that's a heartbreaking thing. You can opposite lock all you want there at 130R. Once that rear goes, that is just so tough. He's going to have to keep it going for another minute. He can come in this lap as the pit window opens, so at least the damage that he does have can be repaired. It's only a splash and dash here in FFG for our 1 hour races, so tyres are not mandatory. It is only fuel that's mandatory, but you can take 1 lap if you want. So I suppose Luca might as well, while he's in getting that damage repaired, put on a fresh set of rubber, get his fuel done and just get on with it. Frustrating, but it is part of racing. These things can and do happen all the time. So that is what it is. Jumping on Baz is in P26 at the minute, but Baz is one of these little assassins. You don't notice that he will gain positions. He's going to keep this steady. He knows the job that he has ahead of him, especially now that he has Mr. Ellis as his engineer as well. So I can guarantee you Baz will be gaining positions as this race progresses here this evening. Jumping onto this battle here, look at us, there's still a train at the minute. Unbelievable stuff. So Aaron Holloway from Leip, then there's Nakovic ahead of him, and Claude ahead of him, then Chris Collicott, then Britt Batiste, Luca Mari, all the way to John Dudley. So from 9th the whole way down to 17th, you're talking maybe 3-4 seconds. Unbelievable. We love seeing this. A bit of craziness every now and then is always good. So looking here now, Chico Leanfar is a little bit closer to Chris this time. Chris goes on a more defensive line. Chico is opening up that line. Chris definitely does know how to defend as well. So Chris is he's not afraid. He's no stranger to having this kind of pressure. Dominic Geese sitting in 3rd at the minute, doing a phenomenal job, but he does have Gary right behind him as well. Like, nobody can really let up here. You know, it's been absolutely unbelievable so far in terms of the hard racing between all of these guys and gals. As it looks like now, Cloud is after having a moment. Oh no, he's into the pits, that's why. It's just not showing up as pits just yet. So Cloud is in the pits, Luca Marie is in the pits. And do you know what? If you're stuck behind somebody, this is a great time to get into the pits and get into free air if you have a full tank of fuel on. Just get that 1 litre in and get in and out and do a runner. Right, so any super close battles, as I say, that Beasters is right behind Mr. Jakovis. This will be interesting. So that was a nice move there, and he gets it done and dusted. Polycott now is all behind Mr. Batiste. What can Polycott do there? I'm keeping an eye on the lead as well, guys, but I want to give everyone a bit of a show here as well. Throughout the whole pack, there's always some phenomenal racing here, so I just want to make sure everybody gets their fair share of this as well. Okay, so still not much happening with that. There's not much he can do. He's kind of stuck in the moment at the minute with this one, guys. But oh, Aaron Holloway had a bit of a moment. Let's go back. I'd have seen the yellow flag on his name. Oh, Javekis just caught him. Oh, that was super unlucky for Aaron. I'll tell you one thing, Phelan and O'Neill Absolutely blessed. The doors opened up for them. And away they go, and safe and sound. Aaron not happy there, given the flashes. At that stage, Javekis, I don't know why he's flashing so much. Because in fairness, Javekis was not in control of his car. As frustrating as it is, you can't really give out when a driver's not in control. It is what it is. I've had it happen to me where incidents happen in front of me twice in Amigos this week. There's nothing I could do about it. I'm not going to try report anything or give out about it. Incidents happen. You can do your best to avoid them, and just sometimes you find yourself where you just can't avoid them, and that was just one of those moments. Coming out of a spoon, it's blinded up until you're nearly on the exit, so that was unlucky for him. But, you know, he'll come back into it. Still though, Tedder is keeping Mr. Leanfad at bay. Dominic East doing a great job keeping Gary Smith and Sign behind then as well, and there's 2.6 second gap back then to Nathan Warren. Was going to have a little bit of a quiet race at the minute, with Solace just behind him, about a second and a half off. But Chris Potticott as well, 0.6 of a second off. It's not really happened for him as of yet. Let's see then. I'm going to have a look at the most positions gained, guys. So it looks like the most positions gained is D-Pool, with Rutikis, Bishters and Novakis up on 5 positions each. Dominic East is up 1, Gary's up 1, Nathan Warren's up 3 positions, Solace is down 1, Glenn's where he started. Biggest loser, that is Luca Murray, who is in the pits, coming out of the pits now. And then we've got Cloud. Luca Murray must have had 5 hours worth of damage. As Leif's just after having a moment, did he do a lick of Statifi? Whoa, that was not a move at all. That is tough. Obviously, stewards will be looking at any incident. We have the software running and it's pulling up everything as it should. So, it'll be interesting to see what's going on, as Beasters now all behind Mr. Potticott. Can Beasters get by? That is the question. Patrick Beasters for Squadra Corsa. Beasters just doesn't have it in him at the minute, as Baz and feeling. As I say that, oh, Leip's after having a bit of a moment there. Let's have a look at that. Just, oh, that is so unlucky. It finds the worst part of the track as well. These things happen. I'm expecting the race is going to settle into a bit of a flow now. As I say, that Beasters side by side here now with Potticott. Beasters has the run and, more importantly, has got the move done before 130 and can dictate the corner now. Potticott hits that car, probably loses a bit of momentum. But Beasters is by, and he can hopefully for himself try and pull a bit of a lead now. As Javek is still in the pits there now, waiting there as Cloud is coming around the last corner now. Let's see how he gets on there, but we're on with Chris Tedder now. He's after pulling about a second clear of Chico Leanfar now. Very surprising. Do we take bets on if Chris drops it? I'm not trying to jinx you, Chris. Probably Chico the same. Oh, Dominic Giska squirrels that little ass of his, shaking it at Gary Smith. But keeps it going, and Gary still under pressure from Simon as well. Simon's been having a great race there. AMG power. The Irishman Gary doing a great job there for Amigos Racing Team. And Talented Motorsports by Germany for Dominic Geese. FFG Gulf, of course, with Mr. Chico Lindfar. He is an admin, of course, in FFG, if anyone doesn't know. He is an absolute legend and looks after the servers when I can't make it in from work on time, and is absolutely massively appreciated. Chris Tedder, of course, the owner of Amigos Racing Team, and a very good friend of FFG's, and it's another one of my created liveries. That livery design there, he wanted it just plain and simple, and you know, it really works. At first I didn't know if it would work, but honestly it does, and it's one of those liveries I'm actually quite proud that I made. Solace doing a great job as well up in P7. I've noticed that Matty Gamble's missing tonight. So Matty Gamble, who is the championship leader, may not be the championship leader after this round, as Solace and Smith, after having a proper moment there. Let's go back 30 seconds here to actually see this properly. So looking here now, on board with Solace. Camera view is the only view for that. Goes in. Oh, he just loses. You can see him losing it. You can see him losing it. Then Glenn just loses it. It's a simultaneous Lambo drop, unfortunately. But luckily for Glenn, no major damage there. Solace, no major damage also. So where did Glenn end up coming out? So Glenn is down on 14. Plenty of time to make up positions there. Polycott's after losing a few spots there now as well, as Poole and Batek get by. Andre Batek, it honestly hurted me having to give him the race ban, but when you're being involved with incidents all the time, it's just, you know, we can give as much advice and say, you know, calm it down a bit, and then unfortunately if it happens too much, even to Batek, and I'm in his fan club, I even have a Batek fan club sticker on my own livery for when I'm racing. I absolutely love the guy, he's super enthusiastic, but he's been having a great race tonight, and I think he's really took that race ban serious and knows just to kind of knows when to attack and when not to attack. So I'm delighted to see Batek coming back up through the grid now, and yeah, I'm delighted. It's never nice having to give someone a race ban. Oh, Dominic Geese is after catching Lindfar. Let's see what led to that. Chico runs wide. Dominic Geese says, I let you run wide all day long. I'm taking that position, bud. Fair play, fair play. I'm sure Chico will be wanting that back. So Chico, best lap so far, a 2:01. Fastest lap of the race so far though is with this man here, Gary Smith, a 2-minute dead .892. So that is the fastest lap so far. Mr. Solace in the pits now after having that bit of a moment. Probably not a bad idea, to be fair, to go in and get that lap or the pit stop done. Cloud, I think he's just letting cars by, I'm not sure. So Chico Lindfar now has Gary right behind him as well, so not an easy one. So let's see what Lindfar can do. Dominic Geese ahead of him. I'm sure he's going to be absolutely foaming at the mouth to get back by. He will not be happy with that at all. But these things happen. These things happen. Let's see what happens. Not doing a bad job so far, anyway. Looking back further, we have Polycott behind Baz. And what did I say to you about Baz? He was in 26th position when I said this. He's going to start pulling time. He's going to start getting decent positions, and he's already doing that. So fair play to Baz. He's all about consistency. He tries not to mess up. Oh no, Batek's had a moment. Only after me giving a great speech. What has happened, our friend Batek? Jesus Christ. That was a moment and a half. Oh, Batek is now gone. I wonder, was it a disconnect or something like that? Because that was a huge, huge, huge incident. And we never like seeing that happening. So Chico is still trying to chase back. But I'm going to jump on with Polycott and Baz, because this is starting to get into a spicy one. Be interesting to see. Not what you need, not what you need at all there. So we go back and have a proper look at that, guys. So helicam on. Yeah, that was just... It didn't look like there was major contact, but it must have been just enough of a nudge. Just enough of a nudge. And that's all it takes. So that's quite unlucky for Mr. Polycott there, to be fair about it. What do you do when you live in a shoe? That is tough going. That is definitely tough going. Well, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. He's not going to come back anyway just yet. And as I see that, yeah, he's still going, which is good. Right, so Poole is in the pits. Poole is in the pits. Batek is back into the lobby now, in 25th still, so at least he's not lost all positions. So he must have had an unusual disconnect, unfortunately, and we don't like seeing that. So hopefully now that's it. He's back in, and we can get on with that. Nothing worse. But he's not going out as of yet, so let's wait around now. So Chico is after catching right up now to Dominic, guys, as well, so trying to keep an eye on Everton. Ah, your game fatal crash, Andre. I knew something weird happened because that was a huge incident, and I was only praising you. If you look back in the stream, I was literally only praising you for how you've been driving today, and you really took, obviously, what happened with the race ban, you know, to the head, and you've done a great job there. Chris Tedder is off, guys. I was only messing earlier saying, what's the bets that he'll drop it? Oh, shit. Where is he there? 5th. So, oh, he just lost the rear in T1. It looks like he ran a bit too wide and maybe collected the marbles. Dominic Gisto says, thank you very much, guys. I am on my consistent German ass here. Hey, Mr. Richie. Hey, Bellend. What's the crack, Rich? What's it like having your uncle John Christie race? And we did have his name changed, but Chico had to redo the entry list in the server and the change, but I'm changing his name back to John Christie for the next race. I absolutely promise. Polycott, though. all over the back of Mr. Baptiste. Baptiste on the podium last week. Do not forget. But I need to jump on with this man, Dominic Geese, because he has all of these guys now chomping at the bit. We're all egging on Dominic. Dominic. We do like Dominic, he's a good guy. Let's see how it goes for him. So, as you see, the top 5 are there, and that's literally what splits them about 2 seconds. Dominic East from Chico Lindfar, from Gary Smith, from Michael Syme, and Chris Tedder. Nathan Warren is 8.5 seconds behind at the minute. I'm glad you're so proud of him. We're all proud of him too. It's great. So he really pretended to be a Dudley. Oh, Chris Tedder's gone again. Oh, Chris. So he gets by. Did he clip the curb on the exit and send him into the moon? No, he just ran too wide, lost the rear, and that was enough when he hit the grass. Mate, that is tough. Chris now down to 6th. Oh my God. Chris into 6th. Nathan Warren is up into 5th. And that looked like then... What's John Dudley's behind? That must be the back marker down with Chris as well. That was cray. Bishters is in the pits there now. Baz is starting to move up, guys. I'm telling you, up into P17 now. Go on the buzz. Gary Smith now is actually giving Chico a little bit of pressure, so let's keep an eye on this now for the next few minutes. Oh no. Chico under a lot of pressure. Gary's going to open up. I don't think Gary might have the full run. Chico has just enough room there, but Gary is chomping at the bit in the Lamborghini to try and get a move done here. And what's great is here now with these guys fighting so hard, it's going to hopefully leave Dominic to try and pull a bit of a gap. But as I say that, they're only about a second off. Yeah, Chris is having a mare now. Oh, Lindfar and Gary straight into the pits racing. Interesting. Tedder's gone again. Chris, I think the setup he's using might be absolutely burning the tyres to bits. Oh, he hits the curb. Same thing that happened Luca Mari has happened to Chris as well. And it's all gone backwards after an amazing 1:59.7 quali time. It's just kind of fallen apart for Chris so far. Trying to make it back into top 5, I think, might be a tough task for Chris here. Be a lot to ask. I feel bad for him now. That's never fun. Unlucky, Chris. Hopefully you will get back into it. We're going to stay on with Mr. Dominic Geese here because I'm super proud of this guy. Being very consistent, but do you know what, actually? Gary Smith is actually after jumping Chico Lindfar from the pits. Yes, Gary done a 6-second pit stop. Chico done a 9-second. He made up 3 seconds there, so that was absolutely brilliant there. And I'm sure he has a massive amount of rear damage now at this stage. Certainly didn't help hitting the curbs. Oh, Gary is absolutely pushing this big time as well. And that is Glenn ahead of him, so the two Smiths out on track together. Hewitt though is looking to try and attack Mr. Hollycott there now. Half a second on it. Ruckus is still in the pits there. Luca Mari though in 23rd. Batek in 24th, so Batek is keeping it going. Batek's not giving up. We don't ever know Batek for giving up. That's one thing I can stand by that guy. He does not give up. at all. He was running, honestly, Richie, he was running absolutely brilliant. Loads of rear damage, Chris. Fuck, I'm so annoyed for you because you were on for a good one. I jinxed you though. I can honestly say I jinxed you. Oh, Hewlett. That's the second. And he's driving off. If he gives the position back, we'd look at him favourably, but punt and pass. Punt and pass. On now with Glenn. Glenn's decided to get into the pits now with Polycar. I think that was a smart move from Glenn. Oh, Phelan's after having him. Ooh, a moment he stopped. Oh, he hits the wall, slams it into it. This is the thing. The guys are starting to cook tyres a bit now. Although I was seeing him, was he flashing? No, that's heavy damage. Engine cutting out, so he's back in the pits now. So Poole is fighting with Baz. Look at these guys. I know people have been pitting, but great to see this. Baz up in P13, guys. Go on the Buzz. Hey, the Buzz. Dominic Geese is still leading. He's 1.5 seconds clear of... Oh, wow. What happened there? Baz was having fun on the exit. Oh, the McLaren punted him. Johnny saving grace is at least beside the pits. He can get his pit stop done now. God damn it, Baz. You were having such a good race, mate. Patience seems to be a thing. A lot of people are starting to lose their run of things tonight. Let's hope people calm the fuck down. Right, so let's have a look at what's happening in the world of pits. So we Baz in the pits, Phelan's in the pits. Lape, 0.3 off Mr. Aaron Holloway. So this is supposed to give the viewers, anyone watching, a rundown of who's yet to pit. So the top 6 are yet to pit. So that's Hewitt, Batiste, Dudley, Warren, Syme and Geese. Then Andy Polycott is yet to pit. And that's it. So 7 cars in total out of the grid are yet to pit. They have exactly 23 and a bit minutes to do so. Polycar here, very close to Nicholas. Be interesting to see what goes on. Hard on the brakes. Grand job. Okay. Bishter's right behind as well. Syme hasn't made an impression at all on Dominic Geese. So Dominic's doing a phenomenal job there. Just focusing on what he needs to focus on. Chris Polycott though is still fighting it with Nakovas, trying to get by. Andy Polycott is now in the pits. Andy Polycott has decided to go into the pits. So someone I haven't really mentioned in a while, Mr. Evil as well, actually having a really good race there for racing for the League Full of Idiots. And obviously you will know him now because we do their time attack. Basically it's a bit of a dick swing on a monthly basis. I think it's a great idea where drivers just come in together and drive their best drive, and that's pretty much it. Have a bit of fun, and I enjoy it. I enjoy seeing it in there, and hopefully it takes off in a big way. I think it's a very cool idea. So we've got Hewlett in the pits. Gary now up on the 5th position. Chico is actually, as Gary gets by Simon, so Simon's come out of the pits there now. I'm assuming Dominic East will want to do so soon, and looking at how close it is there with Simon and Gary, Dominic needs to get in and out. It's going to be super close into turn 1, so Dominic will need to get in and out as soon as possible. Or does he just focus on his own thing? If I was him, I'd get in and out just to know where I am. At least if he can slow them up, instead of the guys being in free air and getting the job done, he needs to get this done now, because Gary Smith's already after pulling a bit of time on him. If Dominic has a chance of winning this race, he needs to be coming into pits. Simple as that. He'll need to defend on the track. He doesn't do that, he's losing. Dominic staying out though. Oh, that cone has gone flying. So Michael Syme though is actually starting to keep it with Mr. Gary ahead. Very interesting display now. And look at Chris Tedder is on the recovery now as well. He's coming up behind Mr. Chris Polycott. Looking though at Chris's pit time, I'm assuming he had to know. I don't know if he done tires, because there was quite a bit of damage there. He possibly could have, but I would assume that was more just fixing the damage and getting out. I would have expected it to be over the minute if he was doing that, so it'll be interesting to see. Let me see, actually I forgot to put that out there as well. So let's see now. So John Dudley has decided to pick, guys. John Duds is in. So he is in for his stop. He's going to come out somewhere behind Evil, maybe Glenn. Dominic Geese is who I'm really keen on seeing when he decides to go in, because it's going to be massively interesting to see where he slots out in terms. But Gary, I don't know who's going to win this race, guys. It's super close up front, especially with Chris dropping at that time. It's going to be very interesting to see. Chris though is being held up as well, not intentionally being held up. They are racing for a legit position. Unfortunately Chris is out of position. So Dominic, what are you going to do? Are you going to be able to get by? Because this man here is absolutely putting in some nice lap times as well. He is lapping faster than Dominic East at the minute. We will keep an eye on that there. And Britt Batiste obviously hasn't pitted yet, but up 8 positions at the minute. Deep Pool, who has pitted, is up 16 positions. Beasters is up 10 positions. Unbelievable stuff. Luca Mari, a big loser, down 15 positions. Solace down 14 positions as well. So some hard luck stories and some celebratory stories. As is racing. So Smith, what's he going to do this lap? Last lap for Dominic East, a 2:02.467 for Mr. Smith here. As he comes around, it's going to be a 2:01.875, so he is lapping quite a bit faster than Geese. Gary could possibly outdo Dominic Geese, although Syme now might be starting to lap a bit faster as well. Dominic now, I think, did have a bit of traffic as well, so be interesting to see. I think at this stage he needs to wait until nearly at the pit window when it finishes and then jumping in. It's at that stage now. But we'll go back to him in a while, because Navakis here is, oh, Chris in the background absolutely lit. And then Beasters runs wide, so that was an easy overtake for Nakavis. So let's have a look at what happened. Beasters, 15 seconds. 130 or, oh, sure. He goes for a bit of cutting the grass and a bit of building sandcastles. Chris had nowhere to go there and had to get on the brakes, and he got out of the way, which is good. Simon is sticking with Gary, but Tether is sticking with Beasters, and Polycott sticking with Tether. Novakis is still ahead as well, so still quite interesting that there's battles throughout the grid. My boy Baz, even after getting murdered in P22 and possibly a position or two more to gain, my boy Baz is doing a good job. Of course, he represents the league full of idiots as well. Funnily enough, he's quite intelligent and not an idiot. Don't tell him I said that though, because I don't want to let him know that I actually respect him. Looking up now, Tether, it looks like is after getting by Novakis. We'll have to go back now to that. I do apologise. It's still actually happening. Novakis is fighting on the inside. Tether on the outside. Tether drifting. And now Polycott's going to have the better run for Tether. Tether's not happy about that. Gives the flashers. Now Polycott may have a chance, but I think Tether has got on top of it there, and Polycott has to tuck him behind. He is literally on Tether's bumper here. Unbelievable. So it looks like there's only 3 people left to pit, and that's the top 3. You've got Dominic Geese, Nathan Warren and Britt Batiste. You've got a German, an Englishman and an American man. The start of an unusual joke, that. But yeah, this is definitely interesting. And Polycott though is putting the pressure onto Chris now. Polycott has a bit of a run here now as well. He has the job done, but Chris is going to do the cutback. Oh, bit of a touch. Still going. Chris lets off a bit. Polycott stays ahead. Tether just has to be patient now through the S's. Tether knows he has the pace. Oh, Leip is after having a bit of a moment there. Let's go back. Coming around 130 or... Oh, gets the braking slightly wrong. Hits the... Oh, just the curb sends him off. It's such a... Looks like a simple thing when you're looking at it from this side, but when it happens to you when you're driving, it's so annoying. But Batek is in the pits there as well, and his lovely updated livery. Nathan Moran though is in the pits now, so it's only Dominic Geese and Batiste now that are yet to pit. And Batiste moves up into second position there now. So this is the thing, I don't know who's going to be where. Chico leaned far as well. I'm sure he'll be kicking himself for running slightly wide. Look what it's cost him. That is very, very tough for him. Let's see now what'll happen here. So just waiting now to see what is going on. I'm feeling bad for Chico, but these things happen. Look at that, John Dudley though. Dudley is all over the back of Mr. Warren here now. This is going to be a battle and a half. Two old foes, well not foes because they're friends really, and like, you know, they talk away. Well, I like to say old foes, it sounds better. But they're two old school boys who are very used to racing each other, so this will be interesting to see how this develops. Can John get the move done? Can Warren keep John behind? Tune in next week on the same bat channel. Jumping on now with Chris as well, because he is still trying to come back with Polycott, but Polycott's having none of it. Polycott, he's doing just enough to stay ahead, to be fair about it. It will be interesting to see, can Chris get by? Let us know in the comments. Can Chris get by? He's struggling with the rears though. I don't know whether he's just applying the power out of annoyance at this stage and frustration, or what's going on, but it will be interesting to talk to Chris after. I hear someone got into the gravel there. That is feeling. But he's back out there, feeling, not feeling it there. Now we have Britt Batiste, so it's only Dominic Geese who's yet to pit. So, Britt, what are you going to do? This is going to be very interesting. So seeing now where he comes out is going to be the interesting thing now. So he's coming out. Will Dr. Evil get by him? Evil's on the straight. Can Brick it out? Looks like Britt's going to get out. Definitely looks like Britt's going to get out. And he has, so he's still about a second clear, as you see there now. So now, Gary is 37.4 seconds behind Dominic Geese. Is Dominic Geese going to be able to get in and out in that time? When I'm looking at the statistics, total pit stop time for Gary was 38 seconds. So the average is between 30 to 40 seconds. Sorry, 38 to 42 seconds. He's 37 ahead or behind, so Gary's going to come out slightly ahead, and that's going to be frustrating as hell for him, but these are things that happen. Be interesting to see now. So now John Dudley still half a second off. Glenn is catching Mr. Trevel as well. So this is definitely an interesting one now with Glenn. This will be interesting. So Glenn is there, he's catching up. Where are we now? Baz is still in P22. Peter Phelan is last. Batek second last. Phelan struggling here this evening. I think Spoon is just catching him out, but he's getting there. Peter's keeping the head together, and he's getting track knowledge as well, which is always superly important. Beasters up into P11, chasing down Poole in P10. Beasters doing well there. I'm going to jump on with Trevel though, because he's after catching up to Batiste. Oh, Trevel's after running wide. Let's go back 15 seconds, get a helicam view with this here. So he's having a good run. Glenn right behind. Oh, Britt just got it wrong and that slowed him down. Bit of a flash there of annoyance from Trevel. And unfortunately for him, it loses the position to Glenn. I'm sure Glenn is definitely not saying unfortunately. But Glenn has got by there now. I'm just going to jump on with Dudley. He's still attacking away. Tedder's still attacking away. Beaster is still attacking away. And Glenn is going to start putting the pressure on Britt Batiste here now. Glenn obviously out of position as well. He had that little spin at turn 1 and it was just enough to lose him about 15 or so seconds worth of time. So yeah, let's see how the boys do. 'Tis all we can do. So he's not too far off. Although look at Beasters here. Beasters has a toe but has nowhere to go. 0.1 of a second off. And as I say that, I'm going to probably have to jump on to Tedder, because Tedder's side by side nearly no. He has to let off. He was 0. He was right behind. Has lost a bit of time. He had to tuck back in there. That's getting frustrating. Gary Smith though is having a great job as well, guys. Just want to say that. Fast lap of the race, and he's less than 37 seconds now behind Dominic Geese. Dominic would want to have the pit stops of all pit stops to get out ahead of this guy now. Absolutely pit stops of pit stops. Oh, Dudley gets a bit jumpy. And Bisters gets the move done on Poole eventually. Let's get back and have a look at that there. Oh, nice one up the inside. Hits the curb a bit, but has the job done with Poole running that bit wider there. Novakis obviously in the pits there as well. Luca Mari though. This is a great recovery from Luca in P16 on the... I don't know what happened there. But luckily, we're still going, and that's the main thing. Server, I don't know whether it was my internet or not, had a bit of a moment, but it didn't show up that and disconnected. But the main thing is we're still going. I'm just going to check the YouTube on my phone to make sure it is nice and smooth still, because quite unusual that we get a disconnect, like, well, not a disconnect, a bit of a moment with the server. So going onto my own page, yeah, we're still live and the stream is going nicely. Grand. That's perfect, at least that we're still going, that's the main thing. Grant, back onto the action here, guys. John Dudley still going away. Glendo is catching up to Brit here now. So this has been brewing for a few laps now, but Glenn's after pulling right back in there. So it'll be interesting to see what Glenn can do here with Batiste. Looking back further, Luca Mari still having a great job, or doing a great job, should I say, out there. Aaron, though, keeping him fairly honest at present. Can Aaron keep him behind is the question. It's a question all the fans are asking. Go on, Aaron. Luca Mari in a very impressive winner last week. Be interesting to see what he can do. So Hewlett as well, catching up quite nicely. Dominic Geese surely will be pitting this lap. Surely. He does have enough time. It'll be very close to doing another lap. I probably wouldn't chance it myself. For Dominic, he's going to feed out beside Gary into P2, possibly P3. This is going to be very interesting here. I certainly wouldn't like to be in that sandwich, to be fair about it. So is he going to pit? That's the only reason I'm staying on with him, guys. Then we will go and look at other bits. So is he going to pit in? He is definitely pitting in there. He needs to attack that pit lane as good as possible. I have to say that's as good as you're going to get there. That was a lovely, lovely pit stop. Or pit entry. So we'll keep an eye. Well, we have a few seconds spare before I will be jumping back on to see where everybody comes out. Hewlett behind Podico having a nice little battle. Trevel's after catching back up to Glenn here as well. So you've got Britt holding off Glenn and Trevel for 7th, 8th and 9th here. Nice little ding dong going on right there. Peter Phelan's not too far off Batek as well. So Gary's coming by. Oh my god, this is as close as you'll ever want. Keys has done it though. Dominic Keys, the little daisy, stops for 5 seconds. What a man. That pit stop as well as he entered in, I think, is what got him that. Absolutely brilliant there. Now he needs to defend like a champion for the next 6 minutes. Wowzers. What a dude. What a dude. Wow. Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. So Leip. Oh, Gary's right there. Look at this. So actually we go bumper and then on the wing. That's the gap that then to Sim. So Gary is under a bit of pressure looking forward, but also I hear the inside cameras on that car are absolutely horrendous. Lamborghini has great visibility. That's what it looks like for Dominic East. That's who you're fighting there, right behind. Oh, he's had a bit of a moment, and that's not what you want to be doing, and that's Gary Smith seizing that opportunity and running wide. Oh my god. He's surely going to hand that now. Surely. I think he is. He's letting him by in a strategic way. That's how you do it. That is class. If you ever want to see genuine race etiquette, that is how it is there. Phenomenal stuff. That is what I love to see. But no one has to tell him what to do. He just does it. Fucking legend. Fucking yo. Fair play, Gary, you fucking legend, you. Oh, it's Dominic Gisto. Sorry, guys, as I absolutely humming that. What happened, Dominic, here? Runs wide, clips the grass. Sorry, Dommy, I didn't see that there on time. Puts him down into 4th position. Chico now up into 3rd. Simon 2nd. Gary, and look at that. Top 4. 2 seconds. Glenn Tibrit, 0.4 was 2nd with 0.8 behind Trevel. So in the top 10, there's battles for several positions. 12th and 13th having a battle. Solis and Leip having a battle for 18th and 19th. No matter where you are in the last few minutes of this here now, there is action to be had. We're going to try and stay on. Oh, we're going to stay on with this one first because Tom here has a huge toe coming in. Super close behind. Oh, he's been squeezed. Oh, Leip. Mate, you got to give room. Tom won't be happy with that. Oh, Brit Batiste after having a moment, and that lets Glenn go through. What happened there? So Batiste coming down. Just stops. Oh. That was more of a bit of a lag thing, I'm assuming. Glenn had nothing to do with that one, unfortunately, there. He'd know where to go with you stopping so much, and I don't know whether that was like a ping or whatever, but yeah, that was unfortunate. So Britt is down into 9th position now. Luca Mari, though, making moves. Still with Aaron Holloway for 14th and 15th. Aaron is defending like a champ. Doing a phenomenal job. No, sorry, there was just someone messaging there. On with this one here. So Chico Leanfar has the bit between his teeth and is coming for Sim, which will essentially be one last lap for where they are. There'll be one lap left unless Gary wants to slow it down, but I doubt he does. He just wants to enjoy this moment, get the race win and bring it home. Batek in the pits. But Chico is fighting hard with Sim. Sim gets a bit of a drift on. Chico might have a slightly better run here. But the only thing is that Mercedes is a beast to go as well. He's probably too far back to make a move happen into 130R. But he's definitely closing in slowly but surely, as you see. But it's just too late. He runs out of road. Chico really using the track limits there. Trevel though, and Britt Batiste racing hard. Britt is trying to come back. Oh, they're defending all like there's a race win on the table. This is great to see. Solis has got Boy Lape eventually. Travakis, oh no, had a bit of a moment there. What happened? They already had Mahus of damage anyway. Oh, unlucky. We're going to jump back on with Luca Mari and Alan Holloway here. He's going to jump out with that replay now. So absolutely racing the nuts off the cars these are. 18th and 19th battling, 15th and 14th, 13th and 12th, 9th and 8th. Glenn's moved on a bit, then you've got 3rd and 2nd fighting as well. And we are on the last lap here. This guy here has raced his absolute heart out. I feel bad for Dominic Geese also. That was a tough one for Dominic, but I'm delighted for Gary coming back into it and looking like he's going to get his first race win this season on his return to FFG. That's just super close stuff. Tedder and Mari after having a passing moment. So Mari has lost a bit of time there. They must have had it coming together. I don't know where Mari was with all of that. We're going to jump back on now as we come out with a replay now. As Gary's coming around Spoon now, coming down the back straight one last time, heading for 130R. And I'm sure he'll be absolutely delighted. And I'm very happy for Gary. At times I felt like he was falling out of love with racing, but he's come back revived, replenished. And what a way to start back his campaign here in FFG with a race win. Sim though done a great job in 2nd as Gary crossed the line. Sim 2nd, Chico Leanfar is in 3rd, Dominic Geese in 4th. I'm sure he feels a little bit sad by that. John Dudley, some great points for him in P5. Nothing to be sniffed at. Nothing to be sniffed at. Nathan Warren though is right on his exhaust as well. Nathan runs very wide there. It's Dudley and Nathan coming around, as I know a few of the back markers have already crossed the pits. And that is it then. 5th place goes to Mr. Dudley. And it sounds like there's a few donuts happening there. There is indeed, from our race winner. And everybody else that's there as well. Chico Leanfar's back in the pits. So who's doing that with them? I don't know who that is. There's guys just doing bits everywhere, but guys, that was a great one. Glenn in P7, Trevel in P8, Batiste in P9, Beasters in P10. Yeah, it's all finished up there now. Poole in P11, Hewlett in P12, Polycott C in 13, Tether it looks like in 14th, unless a few people are jumping out, which they are, so we'll get the full lowdown on that after, guys. But wow, what a race. I can hear McLaren now doing a bit of drifting. I don't know who it is. Everyone's back in the pits. I don't know who it is. It's not Chris anyway. Oh, Luca Mari, what happened to there, bud? Oh, Jesus. Oh, that was a snap and a half. Come on, Luke, get it home anyway. P14 on the table for you. Oh, he's having a tough one. Get it in, buddy. Get those points. P13 actually in the end for him. Fair play. So guys, there we have it. Another phenomenal race. Very hard racing, to be fair. Some hard luck stories. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I might see if anybody is coming in for a chat. It doesn't look like they are. So guys, due to me working early tomorrow, I'm going to call this an evening. Very well done to all the drivers. An absolute pleasure as always running FFG for all you guys. And yeah, we will see you for the next race in FFG. Will be on Tuesday. With we have obviously the FFG, then round 5 on the Wednesday, and you'll see me racing live in Amigos on Monday night. Cheers for all the help, Stacey, says Alpha Dog Meat as well. Well done, Alpha. And look guys, have a great evening. It's been a pleasure as always, and thank you so much for choosing to race in FFG and choosing to watch our streams as well. Have a great evening.